there, this is Riz and I welcome you to my channel. If you're new here, I am a small booktuber from Davao City, Philippines, and I also do some faith-based content. I also try to upload every week, every other week, or sometimes once a month. But I really try my best to release content every now and then. For this week's content, I'm gonna be sharing to you guys kung ano yung mga pinamili kong libro on the months of January, February, and March of 2021. Hence, I'm gonna be calling this video 2021 Book Haul for now, I guess. So these books are from Booksale, and I'm also be unwrapping the books that my grand-uncle, Brother Karl Gaspar, sent to me, or for us to read. For the entire family to read. So I'm gonna go through first with the book sale haul that I do have. I only have 6 of them, gladly. Hindi po ako nag-overspend or nag-impulse buying. Talagang pinaghandaan ko po ito. Dahil it has been a while since I had visited bookstores since the pandemic started. So let me show you first the first 3 books that I bought. I guess I bought them last January 30 or 31. Naalala ko pa. I think it was like a few days after my birthday. And sa Booksale Ecoland namin ito nabili. Let me go first with the first 2 ones. Muna na lang. So this one is Paul Auster's Invisible. Invisible. I haven't read it just yet. I just bought this for only 75 pesos. It's a thriller. And let me just first read the blurbs. It says here, a bristling thriller and racy tale of intrigue and loss by Sunday Telegraph. Also, sabi din dito, makes for extraordinarily rewarding reading. And New York Times says na the finest novel Auster has ever written. I don't know how to pronounce Auster? Let's call it Auster for a while. It is my first book from this author, Paul Auster. Let me read the synopsis first. 20-year-old Adam Walker, an aspiring poet, is studying in New York City when he meets the enigmatic Frenchman Rudolph Bourne and his silent and seductive girlfriend Margot. Before long, Walker finds himself caught in a love triangle that leads to a sudden, shocking act of violence that will alter the course of his life. So I thought I'd give it a try. I also looked it up on the internet, and I think it got 4 stars or 3.5 stars, I don't know, but I thought that I'd give it a try since I haven't read a few thrillers in a while now. Then I also have The Stone Diaries by Carol Shields, and I got it for only, again, 75 pesos, and I bought it because it's the winner for the 1995 Pulitzer Prize. It's also a winner of the National Book Critics Circle Award. As for the blurb, let me read. Bittersweet, beautifully written, deliciously unclassifiable, blatantly intelligent, and subtly subversive. The Stone Diaries chips away at our most cherished, comforting beliefs about the immutability of facts and faith. Let me read the synopsis. Daisy Stone Goodwill has struggled to understand her place in her own life. Now she listens, she observes, and through sheer force of imagination, she becomes a witness of her own life, her birth, her death, and the troubling misconnections she discovered in between. With irony and humor, Carol Shields weaves together the poignant story of this 20th century pilgrim in search for herself, and in doing so, she creates a story that is a paradigm of unsettled decades of era. So I bought this because I thought it would be a good read since it's the winner of the 1995 Pulitzer Prize, and I think it would be refreshing to read something that is both literary and non-fiction at the same time. And I think it would be interesting to get a glimpse of someone else's life. Yeah. Because yeah, aminin natin that we're weird that way. We want to know about other people's lives. And the third book is The Secret Life of Bees. And I only bought it for only 35 pesos. I knew right away that it would be good since I think I have read a few reviews about it online and watched a few videos about it. The Washington Post says na the tale of one motherless daughter's discovery of what family really means and of the strange and wondrous places they find love. And I already finished this book a week or two ago, and I think I'd be doing also a book review, or I'd be sharing my thoughts on this book by Sumon Kid, and watch out for that video. But now let me just proceed to the other three that I bought. These three I bought on 3rd or 4th week, I guess, of February. And let me just share to you first this one. Wasteland by Joe Sinclair. Let me read the blurbs first. Harshly realistic, sweeping emotional power. The Philadelphia Inquirer says, once in a decade or so, there comes along a novel calculated to wrench the reader out of all complacency, to leave him feeling bruised and breathless, as only the shock of a deep and genuine experience can do. Such a one is Miss Sinclair's Wasteland. And just look at the cover. I bought this for only 75 pesos. Really simple. And the painting here, I think it goes along with the classic feels of the book. And also, I bought this because it's the winner of the Harper Prize for Fiction. I don't know which year, but I think it would be good enough. Yeah, the next book is this one, Lamott's Blue Shoe. Blue Shoe. Hey. This one is Lamott's Blue Shoe for only 35 pesos. And let me first read the blurbs. Chicago Sun-Times says na it's moving and funny, fetchingly irreverent and soulful. Blue Shoe is an absolute joy. Okay. What else? Boston Herald says, philosophical, honest, and poignant, Lamott writes about real life and how it goes on, through good and through bad. So I don't know how to pronounce Anne Lamott, but for now, let me just call her Anne Lamott because it sounds nice. Anne Lamott. Yeah. And also, the New York Times says na it is messy, brave, and weirdly lovable. A substantial literary pleasure. It's this thick, 319 pages long. The next one would be Us by David Nichols for only 35 pesos. If you guys know, David Nichols is the author of One Day. I think it's kinda big on social media. This one was longlisted for the Man Booker Prize of 2014. So I thought that it would be good, but not that good. But since it was only for 35 pesos and David Nichols is kind of big in the social media right now, I think it would be fine to give it a try. So itong tatlo, I definitely say that I'm quite confident that they'd be good. Because by the time that I was inside the bookstore, I had my phone with me and I had a chance to look them up online. So Goodreads, they had 4 stars, 4.5 stars, 5 stars. Basta not less than 3 stars. So I kind of knew that they'd be good. And judging from the first one, especially this one, I really think that it was worth my time. I don't know with this too. They should impress me. I kind of have a high standards for this. It has won Pulitzer Prize, so it should be good. These things I'm not sure about. Since I had no internet by the time that I went to the book sale, and by the time that I went home, I discovered that they only had like 3 stars, 3.5 stars. They have not more than 3.8 stars on Goodreads, so fingers crossed. I hope that they'd still be good kasi hindi naman porket maliit yung scores or ratings nila sa Goodreads or other platforms, it does not necessarily mean that I as a person would enjoy it, diba? So let's not judge these books by their Goodreads ratings. And now I'm gonna be unwrapping the gifts given by my grand uncle, Karl Gaspar. So, naka-address pa sa kanya itong package na to. And I think he just rewrapped it. So, let me unwrap this. Salamat Tito for reusing it. Oh, I thought it would be a lot of books, pero so happens na. Oh, a copy of his latest book. Let me just use this platform as a teaser of his latest book, Handumanan or Remembrance in English, Digging for the Indigenous Wellspring. So it kind of reminds me of the other book that he wrote. I have a copy of it on this shelf somewhere. The title was Tuburan sa Handurawan, and I think it has the same feels or same elements of tuburan. Dahil if I'm not mistaken, tuburan means spring or something like flowing water, ganyan. And this title, Handumanan or Remembrance, and the subtitle, Digging for the Indigenous Wellspring, it kind of brings out the same feels as Tuburan sa Handurawan. And a few things about this. It's published by Claretian Communications Foundation Incorporated. And let me read a few blurbs. This blurb is written by Dr. Giovanni A. Caballero from MSU IIT Iligan. He says here, what Brother Karl Gaspar has written in this book is Philippine church history critically and beautifully woven into the social-political past of this country. Though written by someone who serves the church, this work was never meant to aggrandize the institution. In fact, it is upon the church's shortcomings and previous faults that Brother Karl anchors his call for the church to reflect on the present issues and concerns confronting the indigenous peoples and how such concerns can be integrated into the church's contemporary mission. It also says here, by Archbishop Jose A. Cabantan, he says that the book also deals with how the Spanish colonial rule managed to proselytize the majority of the population, especially in the northern and central parts of the archipelago, into embracing Catholicism, but failed to do so with the Moro population, especially in the south, as well as the indigenous peoples in the isolated mountain regions. The book's special focus is what happened to our ancestors' indigenous belief system as a result of the extended occupation of an imperialist Western power. What has happened to their descendants who remained indigenous until today, and what are the challenges faced by the church who seek to be in solidarity with them in the hope of providing support to their struggle for self-determination. So that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed these books. If you want reviews of these books, just click the subscribe button because I'm gonna be sharing to you what I think about these books once I read them already. Muli, ito si Riz, laging nagpapaalala na patuloy na magbasa, magsulat at magmulat. God bless.